Welcome to another college basketball live stream here on YouTube at Sports Bonanza John and on Kick at Sports Kick John. Ready for a Big Ten matchup between the number 24 Wisconsin Badgers hosting the Iowa Hawkeyes. We will preview this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking upon us, Lord, and please protect these players. Please keep everyone safe today, Lord, and continue to look over us and do your will upon all of us, Lord, as we ask and pray this in your name. Amen. All right, Hawkeyes and Badgers out of the Big Ten. Iowa coming in 19-7 overall, 9-6 in Big Ten play. Wisconsin coming in 18-8 overall, 10-5 in the Big Ten. Iowa coming in this game winners of 7 of their last 9, although they did snap a 2-game losing streak on Tuesday with their upset win over Nebraska. Wisconsin coming into this game 4-2 in their last 6, although they're coming off a blowout loss at Ohio State during the midweek this past week. Iowa, a team that scores a little over 76 points a game, while in turn they give up just about 64 a game. Meanwhile, Wisconsin comes in on the season averaging a little over 83 points a game. They give up 76, so they do give up a few points. This is an Iowa team who's led by Bennett Sturts, the guard, averaging 20.5 points on the season. He's a transfer from Drake. He came over from Drake along with along with the Iowa head coach. This is his first season this year in Ben McCollum. Doing a fine job. Has Iowa in the NCAA tournament right now in the latest projections, on the bracketology projections, which we'll show you at the half. Wisconsin is led by Nick Boyd's 20.3 points a game, so it'll be a battle between Bennett Sturts and Nick Boyd, two leading scorers on these two teams for Iowa and Wisconsin respectively. For Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard, a longtime head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, has his team ranked 24th, although they're probably going to drop from the poll when the new poll comes out tomorrow after their blowout loss to Ohio State earlier in the week. So Iowa and Wisconsin set for this Big Ten battle, two teams fighting for positioning as we only have a couple weeks left in the regular season. In the Big Ten, Wisconsin currently sitting in 6th in the conference with a 10-5 record. Iowa currently in 8th place at 9-6. Michigan starting to run away with the conference. They have a 2.5 game lead in the Big Ten over Illinois. Three-way tie for third between Nebraska, Purdue, and Michigan State. Those teams sit 3 behind Michigan. So even though Michigan lost last night, of course, that was Duke. So that was a non-conference game. So they stay 15-1, and it appears Michigan is headed to a Big Ten regular season championship. As actually, if you look ahead, Michigan only needs 2 more wins in their last 4 games to clinch the outright Big Ten regular season championship. This game between Iowa and Wisconsin being pushed back a little bit because the prior game airing on FS1, a women's game, is running a little long. So that's going to push this game back a few minutes. So while we have a minute before this game gets underway, let's look at the latest bracketology report for these two teams. And looking here, and of course, we're talking about teams. Michigan, a projected number 1 seed in the Midwest region, to no one's real big surprise. Iowa, as you see here, they're projected to go into the East. They're projected as an 8 seed right now in the East. Duke, the number 1 seed in that region. So Iowa a projected 8 seed. So currently as an 8 seed, pretty safely in the field right now. So barring some kind of collapse here in their last 4 games and a bad showing in the Big Ten tournament, it appears Iowa will be a safe NCAA tournament team. Talked about Illinois, one of those teams, the team in second place in the Big Ten. They're a projected 2 seed at the moment in the East. And then we pan down here to the south and we find Wisconsin. They're also a projected 8 seed at the moment. That seems a little low to me, but projected an 8 seed in the south with UConn, the number 1 seed in that region. So both these teams safely in the field right now, it appears, as 8 seeds with still 4 games left in the regular season. And then, of course, the Big Ten tournament to come after that. If you look on the other side in the West region, you've got Purdue, a projected 2 seed over there, Michigan State, a projected 4 seed. I'm actually kind of surprised over in the West. This is not Big Ten related. I'm actually kind of surprised to see Gonzaga still as high as they are, a 3 seed. They had that loss to Portland, and they did not look all that great last night, although they did get the win over Pacific. So Gonzaga hasn't been playing as well as of late, but still a projected 3 seed out there in the West. So that is the updated bracketology for both of these teams. Both teams a projected 8 seed right now for the NCAA tournament. Now back to the game at hand preview between Iowa and Wisconsin on a Sunday afternoon from the Kohl Center. It's the only meeting of the regular season between these two teams. Iowa will be back at home on Wednesday following this game. They will host the Buckeyes of Ohio State, who have looked on that NCAA tournament projection projected out of the field right now. Wisconsin, meanwhile, following this game, they will have the West Coast trip at Oregon and at Washington coming up this coming week. So the tough West Coast swing for Wisconsin following this game. Always tough. And it doesn't matter how good or bad Oregon and Washington are. You have to make that West Coast trip. That is not an easy trip to make. So looking for this is the first time I've seen Iowa this season as far as a full game. So looking forward to seeing what they have. They look for win number 20 on the season. Wisconsin looking to bounce back from that little bit of a blowout loss they had to Ohio State this past week. So at number 24, but again, they're probably going to drop out of the poll with that loss. We had there's only one other top 25 team in action. That was a team out of the Big Ten. Number 15, Michigan State, played host to Ohio State earlier today, and Michigan State came out in East Lansing with a 66-60 win. That's a win Ohio State could have used, as they are projected out of the field right now. So that win would have helped Ohio State if they could have gotten that one there in East Lansing, but it was not to be, as Michigan State came out with the 6-point win earlier today. 66-60 was that final score. Again, this Iowa-Wisconsin game was supposed to have tipped off about 6 minutes ago. It has been pushed back about 10 minutes. Now projected to tip off at 10 past the hour. Earlier game, a women's game airing on FS1's running a little long, so that pushed the tip back 10 minutes of this game between Iowa and Wisconsin. Again, Ohio, looking forward to seeing Iowa. Bennett Sturtz leading the way for the Hawkeyes this season. 20.5 point per game scorer. So it should be a good battle today between Sturtz and Nick Boyd, the two leading scorers. He averages over 20 points on the season for Wisconsin. So two teams looking for NCAA tournament positioning as we are down to the final 2 weeks here of the regular season in the Big Ten. 4 games remain for both these teams, as for all the Big Ten here following this game. Big Ten, of course, as big as the conference is with 18 teams, they do not take everybody in the postseason tournament. So you want to get that positioning. If you finish wherever you finish, you could get a first round bye or a bye of the quarterfinals if you finish in the top 4. So you really want to be able to position yourself. And this game that aired on FS1 has just gone final, so we should be just about to tip off between Iowa and Wisconsin. In Iowa coming in 19-7 overall, 9-6 in the Big Ten. Wisconsin coming in 18-8 on the season. They are 10-5 in conference play. We're just about 2 minutes from tip-off at the Kohl Center in Madison. Seeing if I had the official starting lineups, but I have not seen anything where these starting lineups have been put out. So we'll just have to go by after tip-off where the starting 5 for both these teams. In Wisconsin, a team that scores in the 80s. They average 83 points a game. Iowa averages just north of 76 a game. So this should be a good ball game here this afternoon in Madison on a Sunday afternoon in the Big Ten. As Bucky the Badger there, the Wisconsin mascot, we're going to get the student section going here. And so here we go, Hawkeyes and Badgers. Set to tip things off. If Iowa can get this win here today, they can tie UCLA for 7th in the Big Ten. A Wisconsin win would pull them within a game of that 3-way tie for 3rd place in Big Ten play. Starting lineups look like this for the Hawkeyes. Cooper Koch with 4 guards. Tavion Banks, Cam Menyawu, Cale Combs, and leader Bennett Sturts. For Wisconsin, Alexis Belauskas, Nolan Winter up front. Nick Boyd, John Blackwell, and Andrew Rohde in the backcourt for Wisconsin. So here we go. Hawkeyes and Badgers. And the tip is in the air and we're underway. The tip controlled by the Badgers. Badgers with the game's first possession. And a nice bounce pass and a dunk to begin the game for Wisconsin. Great feed underneath to Nolan Winter for the game's first 2 points. 2-0 Badgers. Now Iowa with their first possession. They go with a lob underneath to Tavion Banks, who puts it in, and we're tied at 2, 30 seconds in. Badgers to inbound. On the outside here is Nick Boyd. Boyd finds Winter. Now in the corner, three-pointer is long by Andrew Rohde. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. So back come the Hawkeyes. This is Cale Combs. Out to Manyawu. Over to Cooper Koch. Combs now gives it to Sturtz. Sturtz finds the jumper for a three for Koch. No good. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Another bounce pass underneath. A little bit too much mustard and taken away by Iowa. So there's the first turnover of the game. It goes to Wisconsin. Manyawu gives it off to Sturtz. Sturtz with the pull-up. That's way off the mark. Iowa will keep it alive. Shot clock did not reset. Iowa will hit a three. Cooper Koch from the outside makes it 5-2 Hawkeyes. And an open three at the other end for the Badgers. That shot is too strong by Belauskas, but Wisconsin gets the offensive rebound. And the drive inside for the uncontested layup. That is Nick Boyd with his first field goal. 5-4 lead for Iowa, a little over 2 minutes in. Cale Combs on the outside. Off the Koch. And now Sturtz. Bennett Sturtz. Back over to Combs. And Combs will try. That's a three-pointer that is no good. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin, but it's taken away by the Hawkeyes. Extra possession for Iowa. Here's Sturtz. Sturtz, nice bounce pass. And a great feed underneath for the reverse layup for Manyawu, who hits his first field goal. And it's a 7-4 lead for Iowa. Badgers back the other way. And a hard, no foul. And Wisconsin turns it over. There's a lot of contact underneath there, but no whistle. And Wisconsin will give it back to Iowa. Hawkeyes bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Outside is Combs. Combs looking to drive. Now will spin inside and score. Cale Combs with his first 2 points in Iowa off to a 9-4 lead. And now we have our first foul of the game. This will go against the Hawkeyes. It'll go against Alvaro Fulgaris, who just checked into the ballgame at the previous timeout, or at the previous stoppage. Badgers will inbound, and it comes to John Blackwell. Now on the outside is Boyd. Boyd gives it off. Wide open three is good by Nolan Winter. Well, he was wide open there in the corner. And it's 9-7 Iowa. Nearly 4 minutes old here in the first half. Combs with it on the outside. Combs into the corner. This is Koch. Nice bounce pass inside, and Fulgaris lays it in. And Iowa takes a 4-point lead at 11-7. Rohde off now to Blackwell. Blackwell dribbles it off his foot and is going to get called for an offensive foul. And that will bring us to our first timeout. Good start for Iowa as they have a 4-point lead here early on the road in Madison, 11-7. 15:52 remaining opening half. Iowa starting out 5 of 8 from the floor. So a good shooting start for the Hawkeyes. Wisconsin 3 of 5. So not too bad shooting themselves. However, 3 early turnovers for Wisconsin in this game. Five early points for the Badgers for Nolan Winter, leading the way so far. Already 5 players have scored for Iowa, so already they're getting balance across the board here early in this game. Ironically, the only player that hasn't scored so far for Iowa is their leading scorer, Bennett Sturtz. Again, 4 games remaining for both these teams following this game here today. Iowa, they've got games against Ohio State and Penn State, but they wrap up the season against Michigan at home and at Nebraska. So a tough stretch at the end of the season for Iowa. And meanwhile, Wisconsin has their West Coast swing here coming up this week at Oregon, at Washington. Then they play Maryland as this their next to last home game of the season. And Wisconsin wraps up the season at number 7 Purdue. So both these teams wrap up the season with very tough opponents. Again, trying to get themselves positioned in the best position possible for the Big Ten tournament, which will start here in about 2.5 weeks. Good crowd on hand at the Kohl Center in Madison on a Sunday afternoon. So following the timeout, it will be Iowa ball. Hawkeyes bringing up the floor with Combs. Finds Sturtz. Sturtz on the outside. Nice bounce pass as Iowa works it around, and they will hit a 3 in front of the Wisconsin bench. It's Cooper Koch with his second 3-pointer. And it's 14-7 in favor of Iowa. The pass inside. Winter lost it momentarily. Wisconsin gets to the loose ball, and Boyd cannot put in the follow, but he does get fouled, and he will head to the line. Isaiah Howard called for the foul for Iowa. So that'll send Nick Boyd to the line for 2 free throws. Leading scorer on the season for Wisconsin. He's an 81% free throw shooter, but misses the first. Second free throw is good as Boyd hits 1 of 2. Iowa lead is 6, 14-8. Fulgaris almost turned it over. Here's Combs now. Kicks out to Sturtz. Sturtz will try a 3, and that's good. Bennett Sturtz on the board with his first 3. Iowa 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and the Hawkeyes lead by 9, 17-8. Carrington with it as Braden Carrington checked in at the timeout for Wisconsin. Cross-court pass, dangerous pass. Boyd in the corner will hit a 3 to answer the Iowa 3. Boyd now with 6 points, and that cuts the Iowa lead to 6. at 17-11. Nice pass inside, and Fulgaris gets the easy layup on the great feed from Bennett Sturtz. 19-11 Iowa. Here's Rhodey on the outside. Rhodey lost it momentarily. Gets it off to Rapp. Now Winter. Back to Rhodey. Rhodey will back it back out. 3 to shoot. Wisconsin going to have to put something up. Rhodey launches a 3 rather, and missed it badly, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as that did not hit the rim. A good defensive stand for Iowa. They're number 1 in the Big Ten as they hold opponents to 64 points a game. And we saw why right there on that defensive sequence. Sturtz will bring it up the floor for the Hawkeyes. And now in the corner, that 3 comes up short. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. And a 3-pointer on the way. That's way off the mark. Wisconsin with the offensive rebound with Boyd. A 3 in front of the Iowa bench. That's good. 19-14 Iowa. 7 minutes into this first half. And we are going to have a foul out here by Wisconsin. Foul way out off the ball. That'll go against Balaskas. That's his first. Team foul number 2 on the Badgers. Oh, dangerous pass there. Iowa almost turned it over. But Isaiah Howard able to keep the dribble. Howard with a bounce pass. And now driving inside, backing his way in off the glass and putting it in. Boy, that was a tough shot there by Tavion Banks, but somehow he got it to go. 21-14. Wisconsin working it around the perimeter here. This is Balaskas. Finds Blackwell. Blackwell looking for help. We'll send it back outside, and another 3 is good by Wisconsin. Austin Rapp with his second 3-pointer. Wisconsin's hit 4 from beyond the arc, and it's 21-17. Boy, behind the back pass there from Sturtz. And now a 3 at the Iowa end. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Rapp. Wisconsin can bring this down to a 1-possession game. Coast-to-coast reverse layup and 1. Nick Boyd with the and 1. He took it coast-to-coast and got the reverse layup. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Following the under 12 timeout, Badgers on a run to cut it to 2. 21-19 and trying to make it 1 with the free throw on the other side of the timeout. Going to have a lot of college basketball on the live stream here over these next 2 weeks. And actually starting a week from tomorrow, I will start to have conference tournament action on the live stream. That's coming a week from Monday. So we'll have some regular season games here throughout the week. And then conference tournaments get underway next Monday. And so I will start to have postseason conference tournament action here on the live stream starting then. It'll start tomorrow with more college basketball. This game is not set in stone. I'm going to try to get on the air for this one. I will try to keep tabs on my page throughout the day on if I'm able to do this one or not. But if I am, I will be on 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow with a Southland Conference battle between UT Rio Grande Valley and McNeese. Again, that is not set in stone. That's a tentative live stream tomorrow. Going to depend on my work, because I do still have a full-time job, so it is going to depend on the work schedule. But if all goes well, I will be on tomorrow for that Southland Conference battle between a McNeese team that is 23-5 on the season, taking on UT Rio Grande Valley. That Southland Conference battle, 7:30 Eastern. Tomorrow, again, tentative on that. And here we've got a 21-17. We've got a high scoring, or 21-19. We've got a high scoring game here early. Both teams are shooting 64%. Both teams are just red hot from the floor here in this first half. Wisconsin will be at the line here to try to complete a three-point play and bring this to a one-point game. Nick Boyd will be at the line here for the Badgers. Free throw is good, and this is a one-point game at 21-20. 11:40 and counting to play here in the first half. Here's Sturtz on the outside for Iowa. Off to Koch, back out to Sturtz. Sturtz dribbling on the Wisconsin W logo at midcourt. Nice bounce pass inside, but instead will kick it out. Banks kicks it outside to Howard. Howard will pull up for a long two. That rolled around the rim and out. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Badgers look for the lead this trip. And underneath, and they get the lead on a dunk on a great feed to Nolan Winter on a great feed from Boyd. And the Badgers lead 22-21. Timeout called by Ben McCollum in Iowa. Well, that was a great pass underneath by Boyd to a cutting Winter, and Winter got the dunk underneath. Wisconsin on an 8-0 run, which led Iowa to call the timeout. As Iowa comes into this game looking for win number 20 on the season. Wisconsin's battled back to take the lead here by 22-21 at the 11:03 mark in the first half. Wisconsin 8 of 12 from the floor. Iowa 9 for 15. Outside of Isaiah Howard, everybody that has played in this game for Iowa so far has scored. Here's Combs with it for the Hawkeyes. Finds Menyawu. Off to Koch, back outside now to Combs. Combs with 10 on the shot clock for Iowa. Here's Sturtz. Sturtz, long pass over to Koch. 4 to shoot. Koch will have to put it up from the foul line and miss it long. Good defensive stand that time for the Badgers. And now back comes Wisconsin. Blackwell with it on the outside. Guarded by Menyawu. Blackwell Now on the drive, Blackwell, a runner in the paint, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Banks of Iowa. Nearing the midway point of the first half. Sturts, bounce pass to Menyawu. To Koch, back over to Sturts, and we are going to go the other way. Tavion Banks with a player control foul. That's his second. And that will give the ball back to Wisconsin. Here's Boyd. Boyd pull up in the paint. That's off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. Sturts brings it up across the midcourt stripe. Sturts, a nice bounce pass. Layup, no good, however. Menyawu thought he was fouled, but no whistle. Rhodey, now off to Winter on the outside. Winter finds Boyd. Boyd drives. Boyd against the double team, gets free and lays it in with the left hand. Nick Boyd makes it a 10-0 Wisconsin scoring run. 24-21. Hawkeyes need a basket, and they're going to get a foul here, so they'll have a chance to get two at the free throw line. Foul on Andrew Rhodey's his first. And this will be Iowa's first trip to the free throw line today. Bennett Sturts at the line for Iowa. 84% free throw shooter, hits the first. Boyd's going to go to the bench here. A good 11-point first half so far. Sturts missed the second free throw, and out of bounds, it will be Wisconsin ball. 24-22. Wisconsin in front. Inbound here to Nolan Winter. Winter will bring it up across the timeline. Now off to Hayden Jones. Jones with it on the outside. Now Winter. Over to Carrington. Carrington with 10 to shoot. Got hung up in the air. A near turnover, but Wisconsin able to keep possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They're going to have to put up a 3 by Blackwell. It's short. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. Hawkeyes bringing up the floor. Sturts with it on the outside. And now off, and the layup off the glass, no good by Tate Sage, but he will shoot 2 as he was fouled. I believe they're going to get Andrew Rhodey with the foul, and they are. That is his first. And 2 free throws coming for Iowa as Tate Sage will shoot 2. Sage, a 71% free throw shooter on the season. First of 2 is good. And actually, I beg your pardon, that's the second foul on Rhodey, so he will have to go to the bench. This next free throw to tie this game with 8:18 to play here in the first half. Missed it, however. Blackwell with the rebound for Wisconsin. So it's still a Wisconsin lead by 1, 24-23. Rapp thought about the 3, but passed it up. Rapp gives it off. Badgers working it around the perimeter. Carrington misses a 3. Rebound pulled down by Iowa, so Wisconsin's cooled off here considerably. Combs. Combs looking to drive and gets cut off. Dangerous pass, but Iowa Cape maintains possession. Nice pass underneath, and Sage is fouled. A great feed by Fulgaris, and Tate Sage will go right back to the line. To shoot 2 free throws. .733 remaining first half, 24-23 Wisconsin. But Iowa will be at the line with a chance to take the lead following the timeout. Both teams started out red hot in the 60s. Both teams still in the 50s as far as shooting percentages go. 10-7 rebound edge for Wisconsin. Coming up at halftime, we'll run down the college basketball scoreboard from the last couple days. New AP Top 25 poll comes out tomorrow. Tell you how I think the top 5 will go on that tomorrow. Plus, the Winter Olympics came to a close today in Italy. We'll run down the final medal count, and what a way to wrap up the Olympics. An overtime game for the gold medal in men's hockey between the United States and Canada. And run down other sports news from around the world of sports, all coming up at halftime. Here with 7:33 remaining in the first half, right there before the timeout, John Blackwell picked up his second foul for Wisconsin. So Blackwell and Rohde, 2 fouls apiece for the Badgers. So 2 free throws here for Tate Sage. First free throw is good to tie the game at 24. This for the lead. And good. Iowa takes the lead back at 25-24, 7.5 to play in the first half. Carrington on the outside for Wisconsin. Now on the drive is Boyd. Boyd kicks it out to Rapp. Back to Boyd. Boyd has to put up a 3 at the shot clock buzzer. It's short. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. Fulgaris with the Iowa rebound. So the Hawkeyes up 1 with the ball. Combs with pass back to Fulgaris. Fulgaris against Boyd, backing his way in the paint. Fulgaris gives it off now into the corner. Sage for three, and it's good. Tate Sage with his first field goal. It's a long-range one. 28-24 lead for Iowa. Hayden Jones with the ball for Wisconsin. Jones drives inside. Jones gets loose and will bank it in off the glass. Jones lost his defender there and puts it up for his first 2 points. He's the first Wisconsin player other than Boyd, Winter, or Rapp to score in this game. 28-26. Bounce pass there to Fulgaris. Fulgaris draws a double team, puts up the reverse layup anyway, and gets fouled. I believe they're going to get Hayden Jones on that foul. And that will send Iowa back to the free throw line. Alvaro Fulgaris. First free throw is good. Comes in averaging 8.2 points a game. Got them both. He's got 6, and the Iowa lead is 4, 30-26. Iowa on a 9-2 run after Wisconsin took a 3-point lead. Hayden Jones. Off now to Austin Rapp. Gives it off now to Carrington. Carrington finds Winter on the outside. Now Winter drives. Winter is bumped. That'll be the 5th team foul on Iowa. This foul is going to go on Tate Sage. And Wisconsin to inbound from under the basket. Beg your pardon, that foul did not go on Sage. It went on Fulgaris, so that's his second. As the inbound comes into Nolan Winter. Off to Boyd. Boyd back to Winter, back outside to Boyd. Boyd now looking to drive, will spin. Instead, he'll send it back outside for a deep three-pointer, and it good. Well, that was pretty far back past the three-point arc, but Andrew Rohde puts it in to make it a 1-point game, 30-29. Under 5 to go, first half. Sturts gets loose for Iowa and will lay it in. Bennett Sturts with a 2-point layup, 32-29. Rohde. Winter bounce pass to Hayden Jones. Winter outside for 3. Nolan Winter hits another long-range one for Wisconsin. They're 6-3 of the half, and we're tied at 32. As we near 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Sturts missed it long. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. They can regain the lead. And all the way goes Boyd, but he can't finish. And back comes Iowa. Sturts, the runner. Is that going to count? Yes, it is. Bennett Sturts with an and one opportunity. As we hit the under 4. 34-32 Iowa in a back and forth, very entertaining first half. Bennett Sturts will have a chance to complete a 3-point play on the other side of the timeout. Iowa still shooting it well, 57%. Wisconsin at 55%. Both teams have been shooting it well all game so far. Iowa 4 of 8 from 3-point range for 50%. Wisconsin 6 of 13 for 46%. Slight rebound edge by 1 to Wisconsin at 11-10. Iowa's 16-12 edge on points in the paint. Bennett Sturtz will look for his 9th point of the first half with this free throw coming on the other when we resume out of the timeout. So Iowa, who has led through a lot of this first half, up by 2 here, trying to make it 3 with the free throw. Three-point opportunity here for Bennett Sturtz, and hits the free throw. 35-32. Boyd with it on the outside for Wisconsin. Boyd goes into Winter. Winter, the turn with the right hand. The hook shot is good for Nolan Winter. He's got 10 in the half. 35-34 Iowa. Under 3.5 to go, first half. Menyawu off to Combs. Across the court pass to Sturtz. 7 to shoot. Sturtz will try a 3 and buries it. Bennett Sturtz with 12 in the half for Iowa. Hawkeyes lead by 4, 38-34. There's a great look inside and a finish for Wisconsin. That's Nolan Winter. He's now got 14 in the half. 38-36. Winter, a perfect 6 for 6 from the floor this half. Iowa at the other end, block show. They're going to get a foul. That looked like a lot of ball for Rapp, but they're going to get him on the foul. So Austin Rapp whistled for the personal. First free throw up and good for Sage. Greg Gard discussing things with one of the officials. I don't think he was too happy with that last foul called. Second free throw for Sage is no good, and it's rebounded by Winter. 39-36 Iowa, under 2.5 to go here in the first half. Boyd gets loose under the basket, and he drives in and scores. 39-38. 13.5 for Boyd. Turnaround at the other end is put in with the left hand by Combs. And the lead back to 3 at 41-38. Top of the key, three-pointer. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. Combs. Off to Sturts. Sturts with 12 here in the half. He'll bounce it back to Combs on the outside. 1.5 to go, first half. Sturts. Sturts gives it off. Here's another three-point try. That one's no good. Off the hands of Tate Sage. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. And now a deep three-pointer to tie is short. And now comes Sage with the ball for Iowa. And then a steal and a foul on Iowa following the turnover. That's just the 6th team foul. Foul is on Tate Sage. With 1:09 to go in the half, it's Wisconsin ball. Badgers working it around the perimeter. Winter. Rapp, and that's going to be a charge against Rapp. That'll be his second foul. So Rapp becomes the third Badger to reach 2 fouls here in the first half. So Rapp will go to the bench with 2 personals. He joins Hayden Jones and Andrew Rohde. And actually, John Blackwell also has 2 fouls. So 4 Wisconsin players with 2 fouls here in the first half. Sturts with the ball for Iowa. Sturts looking to drive. Sturts will now take a three-pointer. That's well short. That was not a good shot. He was not set, but Iowa keeps it alive on the offensive glass. Sturts looking to set up again. Now looking to drive. 6 to shoot. Sturts gives it off to Sage. Sage turns it over, and Boyd has it rejected. Sage back quickly and rejects the shot by Nick Boyd. Wow. Ten and a half seconds remaining here in the first half. And it comes to Winter. Down to 7 seconds. Boyd down to 3. Boyd on the drive and a reach-in foul with 2.3 to go in the half. Fouls on Menyawu, so it'll be a 1-and-1 here for Wisconsin. Nick Boyd, a 13-point first half. Heading to the line to shoot with 2.3 to go in the half. Boyd's front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Second is good as well. That's 15 for Boyd. So with 2.3 to go in the half, Iowa will have one last crack at it. They get it up, and the shot is off in time, but no good off the backboard. And that brings to the end an entertaining first half from Madison, with Iowa leading Wisconsin by 1, 41-40 at the break. Sunday afternoon in Madison, Wisconsin, and Iowa leading the 24th ranked Wisconsin Badgers 41-40 at intermission. Well, looking around the rest of college basketball today, we only had one other ranked team in action today, and that was number 15, Michigan State. And Michigan State at home in East Lansing picked up a 66-60 win today over the Buckeyes of Iowa State, or Ohio State. Boy, that. So that improves Michigan State to 22-5 overall. Michigan State moved to 12-4 in the Big Ten into a three-way tie for third place. Ohio State dropped to 17-10 overall, and now 9-7 in the Big Ten. They are currently projected out of the NCAA tournament field, so Ohio State could have used this one today. They will stay firmly on the bubble. Well, yesterday in college basketball, we had the top two teams in the country go down to defeat. Number 1, Michigan fell to number 3, Duke. 68-63 for just Michigan's second loss of the season. So that drops Michigan to 25-2 and will probably move Duke into the number 1 spot in the AP poll coming up tomorrow, because number 2 Houston also lost yesterday, 73-66 at home to Arizona. Arizona now at 25-2. With that loss, Houston fell to 23-4. So the top 5 tomorrow, I think, will be Duke number 1. Arizona will probably go to 2. I think Michigan will probably only drop to 3. Then you'll have Houston drop to 4, and then probably Iowa. Well, no, because Iowa State lost to BYU. So that number 5 team's going to be up for grabs. Number 5 this week is UConn, but they lost at home to a Creighton team that's not as good as the Creighton teams that we've seen. That number 5 spot's going to be very interesting. So a lot of college basketball yet to be played. Got anywhere from a week to 2 weeks remaining in the regular season, depending on which conference. This week upcoming is the final full week of regular season play in college basketball. We have some conference tournaments that get underway next week. So plenty still to be decided across college basketball. Well, the Winter Olympics in Italy came to an end. And let's run down the final medal count in this year's Olympic Games. Number one spot went to Norway. What an Olympics they had. They end up with 41 total medals, 18 of those gold. United States came in second with 33 total medals, 12 of them gold. And the host country, Italy, round out the top three. They end up with 30 medals, 10 of those are gold. Germany came in fourth with 26 medals, and Japan rounded out the top five with 24 medals. The Olympics concluded with a classic gold medal game between the Canada and the United States, and in basically deja vu from the women's hockey gold medal game, it went to overtime, and the United States netted the game-winning goal, the golden goal in overtime. Jack Hughes with the overtime goal to win it 2-1 for the United States over Canada. That is the United States' first gold medal in U.S. hockey since that Miracle on Ice season back in 1980 up there in Lake Placid. So congratulations to the men's U.S. hockey team bringing home gold for the first time in 46 years. So now the Olympic torch was, well, if it hasn't been yet, it will be extinguished in Italy. And the torch is thrown to the French Alps, who will be hosting the Winter Olympics in 2030. Of course, we've got the Summer Games coming up here in about 2.5 years in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the designated host city, but you've got softball taking place in Oklahoma City. So you've got a whole bunch of different sites for the 2028 Summer Olympics. So that's the latest news to wrap up the Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games of 2026. Big top 25 day today in women's basketball. Let's run down the scoreboard in women's basketball. Number one, Connecticut, another blowout win, 81-38 over Providence. UConn now 29-0 on the season. Number two, I should say, UCLA. They will be in action coming up here in about 30 minutes at home against Wisconsin. Number three, South Carolina, no problems today with number 17, Ole Miss, 85-48, that final score. South Carolina moves to 27-2 on the year. Number four, Texas picks up a 50-point win, 92-42 over Mississippi State. Texas now 26-3. Number five, Vanderbilt, and number 16, Kentucky. That game is tied at 52. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Number 6, Michigan goes down today at number 13, Iowa, 62-44, the final in that one. Number 7, LSU up big at the half on Missouri, 54-22. Number 8, Louisville upset at home today by Virginia, 74-72, that final score. And one of the hottest teams in women's college basketball, number 9, Duke, they falter today as well on the road at Clemson. 53-51 the final. Number 10, Ohio State, an 88-83 win over USC. Number 11, Oklahoma picks up a 100-93 win today over number 21, Tennessee. Number 12, TCU trailing at the half to Iowa State, 47-42. Number 14, Maryland, no problems at home today over Purdue, 99-66. Number 18, Michigan State, about to tip off in about an hour in Minneapolis against 23rd ranked Minnesota. Number 22, North Carolina, no problems today with Pittsburgh, 78-50. And number 25, Alabama, goes to Gainesville and picks up a 76-71 win over Florida. That is the top 25 scoreboard in women's basketball today. As women's basketball, just like men's, depending on what conference you're in, getting down to about the final week or two of the regular season themselves. Here in this game, it is a 41-40 lead for Iowa. As let's run down some of the first half stats from this game. Iowa shooting 56%, 14 of 25 from the floor. They are 5 of 11 from three-point range at 45%. 8 of 11 at the free throw line for 73%. For Wisconsin, they shot 15 of 28 from the floor, 54%. 6 of 15 from three-point range at 40%, and 4 of 5 at the free throw line for 80%. Rebound edge, a slight one, 14-13 for Wisconsin. Low turnovers in the first half. Wisconsin only turned it over 4 times. Iowa turning it over 3 times. Points in the paint, that was tied at 18 in the first half. Leading scorers, Iowa led by Bennett Sturtz, 12 points in the first half, 7 points off the bench for Tate Sage, 6 points apiece from Cooper Koch and Alvaro Fulgaris. I hope I'm getting that name right. 4 points out of Tavion Banks and Cale Combs, and 2 points out of Cam Menyawu. Wisconsin is led by 15 points out of Nick Boyd at the half. Nolan Winters added 14 points in the half for Wisconsin. Winters already surpassed a season average of 13.6 for a game with his 14 in the first half. That's the 2 in double figures for Wisconsin. 6 off the bench for Austin Rapp, 3 out of Andrew Rohde, and 2 out of Hayden Jones. Wisconsin's only had 5 players score in that first half. Iowa had every player but Isaiah Howard score in that first half, so a little bit more balance for the Hawkeyes overall. In that first half, as Iowa leads at 41-40 at the break. In case you tuned into the live stream late, I want to recap something I talked about at the beginning before this game started, and I want to show the latest bracketology projections. And as you see in the East in the first round, Iowa is projected as a number 8 seed in the East region, where Duke is the number 1 seed. And then if we pan down to the South, we will see Wisconsin also projected as an 8 seed right now. UConn, the number 1 seed in the South in this latest bracketology. So both teams projected as 8 seeds right now. So both teams are safely in the field as of right now, with 2 weeks to go in the regular season in the Big Ten. So things still have time to change, but both teams pretty safely in the field at this point. In the latest bracketology projections. 41-40 at the break. Iowa's leading Wisconsin as we are just a couple minutes away here from starting half number 2. Iowa looking for win number 20 on the season. Iowa with a win would tie UCLA for 7th place in the Big Ten. Wisconsin looking for a win, and a Wisconsin win would pull them within 1 game of that 3rd place tie in the Big Ten. Currently have a 3-way tie for 3rd right now with Michigan State, Nebraska, and Purdue. Michigan leading the Big Ten by 2.5 games. They just need 2 wins in their last 4 games to clinch the outright Big Ten regular season title. Again, another reminder on the upcoming live stream. Again, this is not for sure. This is just tentative, but tentatively planning on being back on the air tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern time, with the Southland Conference battle between UT Rio Grande Valley and McNeese. That's a McNeese team that is 23-5 on the season. Again, that is tentative. 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow. But we are just about ready for half number 2. So here we go, underway, second half. It's Iowa basketball. Combs with it on the outside. Combs finds Koch over to Sturtz. Sturtz behind the back pass to Koch, back to Sturtz. Sturtz wide open for a 3 and drills it. Bennett Sturtz now with 15 as he opens the second half with a 3. 44-40. Badgers' first possession of the second half. Velasquez. Didn't hear much from him in the first half. Here's Boyd. Boyd gets inside, puts it up, and lays it in off the glass. Nick Boyd with 17. 44-42 Iowa. Minute old, second half. Sturtz with the basketball for Iowa. Off to Menyawu. Tavion Banks. Back to Sturtz. Sturtz looking to set the offense. Sturtz now will pop for another 3. This one's off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. And now a 3-pointer for the lead. Rims off. Rebound pulled down by Iowa. Sturtz will slow it down and bring it up across the timeline. Off to Combs, rather. And the nice pass underneath. Banks draws a double team. He'll have to kick it outside for a 3-pointer. That is too strong. And the one-handed rebound pulled down by Velasquez of Wisconsin. Boyd goes inside and a nice feed underneath. And the bucket for Nolan Winter. That will tie it at 44. Timeout, Iowa. Ben McCollum didn't like that defensive sequence. Hawkeyes and Badgers tied at 44 with 18:02 remaining. Well, just shy of 2 minutes into this second half. And we are all square at 44. So 44 apiece. So out of the timeout, Iowa to inbound. Here's Combs on the outside. Combs looking to drive. Combs puts it up with the left hand too strong off the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Boyd. Off to Blackwell. Open three for the lead is good. John Blackwell with the three-pointer. And the Badgers lead at 47-44. Sturts on the outside for Iowa. Sturts looking for help. Now will drive. Sturts step back three. Short. Rebound Wisconsin. 2-on-2 and a no good on the layup, but a reach-in foul on the Hawkeyes. And that will send Wisconsin to the line. Two free throws here. First is good. One more free throw coming to push the lead to 5. Got it. Lead is 5 for the Badgers. This is their largest lead of the game. Fulgaris, who's back in the game for Iowa, has it now. Off to Menyawu. Behind the back pass. Menyawu can't handle it. It was a behind the back pass from Sturts, and it went right off Menyawu's hands. 4th turnover for Iowa. Up the floor is Boyd. Boyd gets inside. Layup is good for Nick Boyd. Puts him about right at his season average, and Wisconsin's built the lead to 7 here all of a sudden at 51-44. And a big basket there for Iowa to stop the run for the Badgers. 51-46. But quickly back, Winter misses the shot, gets his own rebound, and puts it back in and scores. 53-46, 4 minutes old, second half. Nolan Winter now with 18. 8 of 10 shooting from the floor. Sturts. Outside three-pointer, good. Alvaro Fulgaris with a 3 for Iowa to cut it to 4, 53-49. Boyd trying to answer with a 3. That's an air ball and out of bounds. It will go back to Iowa, and we have a timeout with 15:31 to play. Good one on a Sunday afternoon in Madison. 53-49. Badgers lead the Hawkeyes. Both teams still well over 50% shooting. Wisconsin 56%. Iowa at 53%. Both teams have hit 7 3-pointers today. Wisconsin looking to bounce back from that blowout loss to Ohio State earlier in the week. Iowa trying to continue the momentum from that big win at home earlier this week over number 9 Nebraska. It's a 53-49 game. This is the only meeting of the regular season between these two teams. So if they meet again, it would be in the Big Ten tournament, which gets underway here in about 2.5 weeks in Chicago. Nick Boyd, Badgers' leading scorer, leading the way again tonight with 19 points. Nolan Winter right behind with 18. He's having a great game today. Iowa's led by their leading scorer, Bennett Sturtz. He's got 15. He's the only Hawkeye in double figures to this point. Fulgaris off the bench is close. He has 9. Michigan State winning earlier today in the Big Ten, 66-60 over Ohio State. That's a win Ohio State could have used. They're on the wrong side of the bubble right now. As far as the latest NCAA tournament projection goes. So following the timeout here, it is Iowa ball. Bring it up across the timeline with Tate Sage. Now Sturtz. Bennett Sturtz on the outside looking for help. Gives it off to Sage. Back outside to Sturtz. 10 to shoot for Iowa. Sage in the corner. Fulgaris. Fulgaris tries to get it to Sturtz on a bounce pass. He does. Shot clock at 2. Fulgaris has to launch a long 3 as the shot clock's running down, and it comes up short. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Boyd will slow it down as he brings it up across the midcourt stripe. Boyd on the Wisconsin W logo at midcourt now drives. Off to Blackwell. Blackwell on the outside tries a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. No. Rebound pulled down by Sage of Iowa. Hawkeyes again a chance to get to single digits, but they turn it over. Wisconsin gets the steal. And now Boyd will slow it down and set the offense for Wisconsin. Boyd with a tough pass. Almost turned over. Boyd gets to the loose ball, and now it'll be a blocking foul underneath the basket on Iowa. Believe they're going to get Cooper Koch on that one. Second foul, the half against Iowa. And 2 free throws coming at the line for Boyd. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists for Nick Boyd in this game. So he is not too far away from a triple-double today. Boyd hits the first. This next free throw to push the lead to 6. 14-15 remaining here in the second half. Second free throw by Boyd is also good. 55-49. Badgers up a half dozen as Sturtz brings it up across the midcourt stripe. Sturtz. In the corner now is Koch. Back out to Sturtz now. Nice pass from Fulgaris inside and finds his man underneath. That is Tavion Banks with the layup, 55-51. Boyd with it on the outside for Wisconsin. Boyd drives. Boyd has it blocked, but he is fouled, I believe. If they got Fulgaris on that foul, which they did, that is his third. So Nick Boyd. One more free throw coming. Folks, apologies. Looks like I just lost the feed there momentarily, but it looks like we're back going again. Second free throw is good as well. 57-51. Wisconsin back up 6. 13 and a half remaining. Sturts on the outside for Iowa. Gives it off to Fulgaris. Fulgaris drives. Fulgaris spins inside, gets cut off. We'll have to send it back outside. Now Sturts with 5 on the shot clock launches a 3. That rolled around and out. Rebound pulled down by Boyd. And we are going to have a turnover. It looks like they're going to get... I don't know exactly what the call was, but I know it's a Wisconsin turnover. So it stays 57-51. There's a violation against Boyd, and Boyd's going to the sideline or to the bench here. Like he's wondering what he did wrong there. 13 minutes to play, 57-51 Wisconsin. Nice bounce pass inside. Bennett starts with the layup on a great bounce pass from Fulgaris. Starts with 17, 57-53. Carrington loses it. Iowa gets a steal and almost another steal for Wisconsin, but it's knocked out of bounds. It will stay Iowa ball. Hawkeyes inbound to Sturts. Sturts guarded by Carrington. Sturts brings it up across the timeline. Sturts turns it over. I think he thought he had another man under the basket, but there was nobody there. Here's Blackwell. Blackwell finds a man in the corner. 4-3. Back rim. No. Rebound pulled down by Fulgaris of Iowa. Under 12 to play. 4-point lead, Wisconsin. And Sage gets loose for the layup underneath. Defense fell asleep for Wisconsin, and Sage saw the open lane and lays it in. 57-55. 2-point game. Carrington, the pass inside, and the layup is good by Bilauskas for his first 2 points of the game. 59-55. Fulgaris. Sturts. Sage. Kicks it outside. Fulgaris for 3. That's well short. Rebound, Wisconsin. Badgers up the floor. On the outside is Blackwell. Blackwell looking to shake loose. Blackwell gets free underneath, and the reverse layup is good for John Blackwell. And it pushes the lead back to 6 for Wisconsin, 61-55. John Blackwell, second leading scorer on this Wisconsin team on the year, averaging just shy of 19 a game. He's only got 5 tonight. Iowa trying to answer at the other end, and they do with a layup for Tate Sage. That puts him in double figures with 11. He only averages 6 on the year, so he's almost double his season points per game output. Got a timeout here with 10:21 to play. Wisconsin 61-57 over Iowa. Teams have been well over 50% all game long, and they continue to shoot that way. 55% for Wisconsin, 54% for Iowa. Both teams have hit 7 3-pointers. Wisconsin 7 of 20 from beyond the arc. Iowa 7 of 19. Now a 5-rebound edge for Wisconsin, 22-17. So we have got a doozy in Madison. A good Big Ten heavyweight battle here. Teams have shot pretty well from the line tonight as well. Wisconsin 10 of 11, Iowa 8 of 11. Only real foul trouble is Alvaro Fulgaris with Iowa. He's got 3. Nobody else has more than 2 fouls. And with 10:21 to go, it is the Wisconsin Badgers up 61-57. So here we go, following the timeout. Badgers bringing up the floor. By the way, Iowa called that timeout before the break, so they're down to 1 timeout. Wisconsin turns it over. That was a dangerous pass into traffic, and Iowa took it away. Menyawu with it for Iowa. Here's Sturtz. Past the midway point of the second half. 8 to shoot for Iowa. Combs inside the paint. Shot blocked. Iowa gets a loose ball. They're going to have to launch it with the shot clock running down off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound, Wisconsin. Boyd is bumped on the outside. They're going to get Tate Sage with the foul. That'll be his second. And Wisconsin to inbound from under the basket. I beg your pardon. Wisconsin inbound from quarter court in front of the bench. That was a fourth team foul in Iowa in the second half. Over halfway through the second half, Wisconsin still has not been called for a foul here. Boyd on the outside, looking for help, guarded by Menyawu. And now Boyd will drive. Boyd goes across the court. Rhodey hits a three. The 8th three of the night for Wisconsin, and that extends the lead to 7, 64-57. 9 to go, second half. Sturtz backing it out, and now will drive. Sturtz will pull up from just to the right of the free throw line and swishes it. Bennett Sturtz now with 21, 64-59. Boyd. Oh, a near turnover now it is. Sturtz with a steal and lays it in, and this is a three-point game. 64-61. Rhodey. Now on the outside. Rhodey finds Austin Rapp. Rapp bounce pass to Blackwell. Blackwell pulls up and misses it. Bass tipped out. Badgers keep it. And a fresh 20 on the shot clock and a second crack at it. This possession for Wisconsin. Boyd giving orders. Now Boyd, no look pass inside and one. Great pass inside to Rapp with the finish and the foul. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play at the under 8 timeout. 66-61 Wisconsin, and a chance to push the lead to 6 with the free throw. That was a great pass from Boyd. Nick Boyd now with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He is on the verge of a triple-double, as he is having a day. That foul on Iowa was on Tavion Banks, so he now joins Fulgaris with Iowa with 3 personal fouls apiece. Wisconsin wanting to get the win here to give them a little bit of momentum going on their West Coast trip. They've got the Oregon-Washington road trip coming up, their next 2 games. You never want to go into that West Coast road trip going on a loss. Oregon is not having a good season at all, but still, if you have to make that near cross-country trip, that's a rough trip. Both looking to improve their seeding for both the Big Ten tournament and their projected NCAA tournament seeding. Wisconsin looking to pull within 1 game of that third-place tie in the Big Ten. Michigan just 2 wins away. They just need 2 wins in their last 4 to wrap up the outright regular season title in the Big Ten. So a chance here for a three-point play for Wisconsin. As Austin Rapp will head to the free throw line. He's got 8 points tonight for Wisconsin off the bench. Free throw is no good. It rimmed out. So the lead stays 5 for Wisconsin. Sturtz brings it up the floor for the Hawkeyes. 7.5 to go. Sturtz. Off it goes to Koch for 3. No. Rebound to Wisconsin, but we're going to have a foul underneath the basket. This one's going to go against Blackwell. So Blackwell, the first Badger to reach 3 fouls. Hawkeyes inbound. Tavion Banks with it in the game with 3 fouls. Banks off to Sage. Tate Sage back to Sturtz. Thought about the 3. Instead, will pass it inside. The spin move by Menyawu. No good. Gets his own rebound and follows it up and in. Menyawu staying with it. 66-63. And Wisconsin at the other end with a quick answer for Boyd. That's 25 for Nick Boyd. 68-63. Sturtz. Hawkeyes working it around the outside, and we've got a foul. This one's going to go against Boyd. That'll be his second. That's just the second team foul the second half on Wisconsin. And a nice drive inside and the easy layup. 68-65. .23 now for Bennett Sturtz. Three-pointer at the other end is good. Austin Rapp with the 3. 71-65. Rapp now the third Badger in double figures with 11. Sturtz with it. Sturtz. He will try a three-pointer. That's off the rim. No. Rebound pulled down by Boyd. Badgers looking to push the lead to 8. And they get a foul underneath. They're going to get Menyawu as Blackwell was going up for the shot. So John Blackwell will have That's the second time I've lost the feed momentarily today. 2 free throws for Blackwell. 73-65, Wisconsin. Nearing 5 minutes to play. Ben McCollum, Iowa head coach, giving instructions. Nice pass to Sturtz. In the corner, a 3 off the front of the rim. No. Rebound Wisconsin, and the Badgers can take a double-digit lead this trip. Boyd slows it down as he walks it up the floor. Boyd 1 rebound and 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Here's a three-pointer. Good! $76-65. Lead is 11 as Rapp hits a three. That's a double-double now for Boyd with his 10th assist, needing just one more rebound for a triple-double. Corner three at the other end. No. Iowa gets the offensive rebound. The putback, no. Follow, no. Out of bounds. Over to Wisconsin with 4:09 to go. As the Cole Center on their feet, giving their Badgers a nice standing ovation for the hustle. Here's Boyd. Boyd on the drive. An easy layup has Iowa fell asleep under the basket. 27 for Boyd. 78-65. Largest lead of the game for the Badgers of 13. Iowa needing points pretty much every trip now. Sturtz, and Iowa turns it over. 3:36 to play. A late run here for Wisconsin has spread the lead out to 13, 78-65. 3:36 to play. For the first time tonight, Iowa has slipped under 50% shooting, as they're now 25 of 52, 48%. Wisconsin up to 60%, 28 of 47. Wisconsin, 10 three-pointers. They're 10 of 23 from beyond the arc for 43%. Iowa now just 7 of 24 for 29%. Badgers have taken a 27-22 rebound edge. Badgers were down 1 at halftime, but have outscored Iowa by 14 here in the second half. And lead at 78-65 with 3:36 to play. Nick Boyd needing 1 rebound for a triple-double. He's got 27 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. Bennett Sturtz leading the way today for Iowa with 23. Wisconsin, with the win, pulls within 1 game of the 3 teams in that third-place tie in the Big Ten. It'll be Badgers basketball here out of the timeout. Inbound to Boyd. Iowa has just 1 timeout left. Boyd. Now to Winter. Back out to Boyd. Boyd draws a double team. Boyd almost turned it over. 7 to shoot for Wisconsin. Rapp missed it. Rebound Iowa. Hawkeyes need points in a hurry here. Layup or Banks is no good. And a rebound for Wisconsin, but Fulgaris comes in to tie up the ball. Possession arrow gives it to Wisconsin. With 2:59 to go. Boyd taking his time on this possession as Wisconsin, now the clock's their friend now, up 13 with 2:40 to go. Boyd driving against Isaiah Howard, and Howard altered the shot, and Iowa comes back down with it. Sturtz, bounce pass outside. Here's a 3 for Koch. That's short. Tipped out to Wisconsin. And ahead of the floor and a missed dunk. Oh, it was an easy breakaway dunk, and Winter absolutely whiffed on the dunk. And then a foul on Wisconsin. Oh, my goodness. The bench for Wisconsin can't help but crack a laugh after that missed dunk by Winter. That's only the third team foul of the half on Wisconsin. Sturtz. Here's Isaiah Howard. Howard in the paint, turnaround jumper, gets the roll. Isaiah Howard now on the board with his first 2 points of the game. 78-67, under 2 minutes to go. Winter. Now Blackwell. Rapp had it knocked away momentarily, but regroups. Gives it off to Boyd. 10 on the shot clock. Boyd into the corner. Blackwell for 3. No. Rebound Iowa. Iowa down 11. They need to score quickly on each trip down the court. Sturtz taking a lot of time here. The Hawkeyes taking way too much time on this possession. They go inside to Banks, and Banks will hit the turnaround. 78-69, but that took a lot of time, that possession. Minute remaining. Oh, Rudolph's jumping into my live chat. Oh, tuning in from Somalia. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Send my best to you out there. A little pushing and shoving after that last foul. And the officials are going to the monitor. They called the foul on Isaiah Howard, but the officials are over at the monitor seeing if there needs to be anything other than a common foul here. Nick Boyd still needing that one more rebound. Don't know if he's going to get it or not for the triple-double. We're down to 62 seconds. But still a phenomenal performance by the leading scorer for the Badgers in this game tonight. As the Badgers are about to pick up win number 19 on the season and Big Ten win number 11. And now the officials done looking at the monitor and are now discussing amongst themselves if there's anything other than a common foul here. And now they're back at the monitor again. Well, there was a foul called here on Howard. There was nothing there, but then after the play, there was some pushing and shoving. Howard gave Blackwell a little shove there. And then Nick Boyd and Austin Rapp came in to have a few words with Howard. I don't see anything there that it looked like just some frustration. And we're going to get the call now. And they have actually given Isaiah Howard a technical foul on that. So they have given Howard a technical. And Blackwell at the line for Wisconsin. Ben McCollum getting an explanation by the official, and he's not liking what he's getting. 2 free throws are good by Blackwell. And now here come the 2 personal foul free throws. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. The first 2 were the personal foul. Now these are the 2 dead ball technical free throws. And he hit all 4 of them. 82-69, and Wisconsin will have the basketball. .102 remaining. Wisconsin about to put the finishing touches on a victory over the Iowa Hawkeyes here. Final minute. Blackwell. Badgers working the clock down as far as they can. Iowa not fouling here at this point. No reason to. This game's in hand. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound to Fulgaris for Iowa. Fulgaris with it. Fulgaris off for Koch for a 3. That's short. Fulgaris gets the offensive rebound and put back. 82-71. And a foul here. With 28.8 to go. 4th foul on Tavion Banks will send Wisconsin to the line. Folks, probably going to wrap up the live stream pretty quick at the end here. Well, at the end, I'll run down the final stats of this game and talk about my upcoming live streams, which will be college basketball filled this coming week. Blackwell hits the first free throw. And hit them both. Blackwell's perfect at the free throw line. 84-71. Wisconsin 18 of 20 at the line tonight. And Nick Boyd coming out of this game never did get that rebound for a triple-double, but a phenomenal performance tonight. Badger fans giving Boyd a standing ovation, and well-deserved for the senior out of Gamerville, New York. There's one more chance to see him at home this year for the Badger fans and in his career. Iowa turns it over, and Wisconsin's going to dribble out these last 10 seconds. Kohl Center rises to their feet and gives the Badgers a standing ovation. A big second half for Wisconsin. And they win this going away, 84-71, the final score. Wisconsin moves to 19-8 overall. They are now 11-5 in Big Ten play within a game of 3rd place. Iowa falls to 19-8 overall, now 9-7 in the Big Ten. As Iowa falls into an 8th place tie now with Ohio State in the Big Ten standings. 84-71, the final score. Wisconsin wins it. Quickly run down the final stats here before I sign off for the night. Wisconsin, 28 of 52 shooting for 54%. Iowa, 28 of 59 for 47%. Three-point shooting, Wisconsin, 10 out of 24 from beyond the arc for 42%. Iowa really cooled off there, 7 of 26 from three at 27%. Wisconsin, a fantastic 18 of 20 at the free throw line for 90%. Iowa just 8 for 11 for 73%. Rebounds ended up 29-29. 9 turnovers for Iowa, 8 for Wisconsin. Iowa had a 40-36 edge on points in the paint in this game. Badgers placed 4 in double figures tonight, of course, led by Nick Boyd's 27 points on 9 of 16 shooting. 18 out of Nolan Winter, 14 off the bench for Austin Rapp. 13 points out of John Blackwell. Those were the 4 in double figures. Other scoring for Wisconsin, 6 points out of Andrew Rohde, 4 points out of Alexis Belauskas, and 2 out of Hayden Jones, the scoring for Wisconsin. Iowa scoring, they also put 4 in double figures, led by Bennett Sturt's 23 points. 11 apiece off the bench for Alvaro Fulgaris and Tate Sage, and 10 points out of Tavion Banks. Other scoring, 6 points out of Cooper Koch, 4 apiece from Cam Menyawu and Cale Combs, and 2 points out of Isaiah Howard to round out the scoring for Iowa. As Wisconsin wins it 84-71. Again, Wisconsin now 19-8 overall, 11-5 in the Big Ten. Iowa falls to 19-8 overall, 9-7 in Big Ten conference play. That's going to wrap it up on the live stream for today. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. That would really help out a lot. Also on Kick at Sports Kick John. You can follow me there. I'm also on Twitch at Sport Guru John. I do have some content there as well. Again, tentatively planning on being back with you tomorrow for some Southland Conference action. A very, very good McNeese team in action against UT Rio Grande Valley. That is a 7:30 Eastern time start. Again, that is tentative. We'll try and update whether that game will be on tomorrow or not throughout the day on my page. But I hope to be able to get on for that one tomorrow between UT Rio Grande Valley and McNeese. Appreciate you joining me here today, everybody. 84-71, Wisconsin wins it over Iowa in this one here this afternoon. Appreciate you joining me, and hopefully be back with you tomorrow for that Southland Conference matchup between UT Rio Grande Valley and McNeese. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody.